Good evening, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, proud parents, family members, faculty, and most importantly, the graduating class of 2024. My name is Miss Minette Finney, and it is my great honor to welcome you to this year's graduation ceremony. Tonight marks not just the accumulation of our students' hard work, but also the beginning of their exciting futures. We will begin the graduation ceremony shortly, so please find your seats at this time. Our class of 2024 will soon be entering the venue escorted by student marshals from our junior class. As we prepare to commence this graduation ceremony, please take note of the following. Ensure your cell phones are silenced. We ask that you keep the aisle clear and remain seated during the processional to ensure safety and visibility for all. We have professional photographers here with us tonight, and they will capture every special moment of tonight's proceeding. Therefore, there is no need to stand, which helps everyone enjoy an unobstructed view. A warm welcome to our online viewers, as we are also live streaming this event. Thank you for joining us. The graduation ceremony will also be recorded and made available for viewing on our website. The processional will begin momentarily, and we ask again that you remain seated as our graduates enter. Thank you all for being here this evening. Let's make tonight a memorable night for our graduates. We will now turn things over to our student marshals. us rise for the national anthem of Kuwait.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اقرأ باسم ربك الذي خلق، خلق الإنسان من علق. اقرأ وربك الأكرم الذي علم بالقلم، علم الإنسان ما لم يعلم. كلا إن الإنسان ليطغى أن رآه استغنى، إن إلى ربك الرجعى. أرأيت الذي ينهى عبدا إذا صلى، أرأيت إن كان على الهدى أو أمر بالتقوى، أرأيت إن كذب وتولى. ألم يعلم بأن الله يرى. كلا لئن لم ينته لنسفعا بالناصية، ناصية كاذبة خاطئة. فليدع ناديه، سندع الزبانية. كلا لا تطعه واسجد واقترب.
Good evening. I am Jude L'Abeid.
And I am Mohammed Al-Ghanem.
And we are the AUS Senior Class Representatives.
بالأصالة عن نفسي وبالنيابة عن طلاب دفعة عام 2024 نود أن نرحب بكم في حفل تخرج طلاب المدرسة المتحدة الأمريكية، ونوجه ترحيبا خاصا لمؤسسي مدرستنا وضيوفنا الكرام والمتحدثين الضيوف. كما نرحب ونشكر جميع أولياء أمورنا وأفراد أسرنا الذين دعمونا وحضروا الاحتفال معنا بهذه المناسبة الخاصة. نرجو لكم أمسية ممتعة.
On behalf of the class of 2024, we would like to welcome you to the American United School graduation. We would like to extend a special welcome to our founders, special guests, and our distinguished guest speakers. We also welcome and thank all our parents and family members who have supported us and come to celebrate this special occasion with us. We hope you enjoy this beautiful moment. Tonight, we will be privileged to hear from the administrators, students, and distinguished guests. You just heard the Quran recitation by Salutatorian. Delivering our greeting today is the Acting Deputy Chief of Mission of the Embassy of the United States, Melinda Crowley.
Acting Deputy Chief of Mission Crowley has had an impressive career, having served as spokesman for the U.S. Embassy of Kuwait and as the Senior Policy Advisor for the Venezuela Affairs Desk in Washington, D.C. from 2019 to 2021. Earlier in her career, she was the Political and Economic Section Chief at the U.S. Embassy in Conakry, Guinea during the Ebola crisis, and a Political Reporting Officer at the American Consulate General in Erbil, Iraq. She completed her graduate studies in anthropology at American University in Washington, D.C. She is a native of New Haven, Connecticut. Please join us in welcoming Acting Deputy Chief of Mission, Melinda Crowley.
Good evening, distinguished guests, parents, faculty, and students. Thank you for inviting me tonight to share this special occasion with you. Graduates, welcome to a new chapter in your lives. Your dedication and hard work have brought you here today. While there are more challenges ahead, please take a moment to savor this incredible achievement. You've earned it. Whether you plan to become an engineer, a doctor, a lawyer, a scientist, a writer, an entrepreneur, an artist, or even a diplomat, I am confident that you will thrive. The exceptional education you received here at the American United School from top-notch faculty has equipped you with critical thinking skills and a sense of curiosity, encouraging you to ask questions and strive to improve the world. And you will need those critical thinking skills to solve the challenges and take advantage of the opportunities in the world ahead. For while you are at the end of your high school journey, you are only taking the first steps into your adult life. Looking ahead, I have no doubt that each of you will make significant contributions to the economic and social development of Kuwait and perhaps beyond. Your innovative ideas, leadership, and dedication will drive progress and create positive change. Whether you are developing cutting-edge technologies, advocating for social justice, or starting a new business, your influence will be felt far and wide. You are the future leaders and visionaries who will shape our world for the better. Congratulations again to all the parents, family members, and friends who have helped you reach this moment. And of course, the heartiest congratulations and best of luck to the class of 2024 on all of your future endeavors. Congratulations. Mabruk. Shukran.
Greetings, class of 2024, parents, family, and friends. I am Miss Lamika Esting, the high school assistant principal.
And I am Miss Kirsten Prunty, the middle and high school dean of students.
It is our absolute pleasure to introduce to you our student program participants for this evening.
We will first hear from Elise Aaron, Layla Ben Hader, and Mohammed Dashti. They will perform the song Skyfall.
This is the end. Hold your breath and count to 10. Feel the earth move and then is the end. I've drowned and dreamt this moment, so overdue I owe them. Swept away, I'm stolen. Let the sky fall. When it crumbles, we will stand tall and face it all. Together, let the sky fall. When it crumbles, we will stand tall and face it all. Together at skyfall. At skyfall. Skyfall is where we start. 1,000 miles and poles apart, where worlds collide and days are dark. You may have my number, you can take my name, but you'll never have my heart. Let the sky fall. When it crumbles, we will stand tall and face it all. Together, let the sky fall. When it crumbles, we will stand tall and face it all. Together at skyfall. At skyfall. Where you go, I go. What you see, I see. I know I'd never be me without the security of your loving arms, keeping me from harm. Put your hand in my hand and we'll stand. Let the sky fall. When it crumbles, we will stand tall and face it all. Together, let the sky fall. When it crumbles, we will stand tall and face it all. Together at skyfall. At skyfall. Let the sky fall. We will stand tall at skyfall.
Our next student speaker is the Salutatorian from the class of 2024. Salutatorian is an 1841 American English word from salutatory, meaning the nature of a salutation. The honor of salutatorian goes to a student that has the second highest cumulative GPA in their graduating class and has been a student at AUS for 8 consecutive semesters. Our salutatorian this year with a cumulative GPA of 4.16 is Jana Al-Galaf.
Assalamu alaikum. Ladies and gentlemen, beloved parents, esteemed teachers, and most importantly, my fellow graduates, we have reached the pinnacle of our journey in high school. Today will signify our transition into adulthood as we reminisce over the past 4 years. I've waited eagerly for today and said that graduation couldn't come fast enough, as I'm sure we all have. صج يا هلا بالحلم وينك من زمان. However, in the last couple of weeks, it was scaring me how fast time has flown. Before I knew it, we had 1 year left, 1 month, 1 day, an hour, and now we're here. It's May 22nd, and we just walked down the graduation aisle. Our start to high school was quite unconventional, as we spent our freshman year at home due to a pandemic that shall not be named, and our sophomore year social distancing. Because of that, it didn't feel like we actually moved on to high school until junior year, and here we are already in our caps and gowns. I have stressed myself out waiting for this day, to the point where I treated all of middle school as if we're high school, and every assignment as if it were life or death. So this is 7 years in the making for me. Only recently, especially this year, have I slowed down and tried to really enjoy school and make memories. We were able to go to paintball, have a ghabga, a class brunch, play games like Monopoly, and scribble henna on each other's hands. It was really amazing for all of us to let loose and make memories together, as we've mostly known each other since elementary and middle school. So now we can have those memories to tie us together and tell our children about in the future. My views on my priorities changed quite a lot this year because of my grandfather. In November, my grandfather was hospitalized. He was in the ICU for a couple of weeks. We would go there after school every day during visiting hours to look at him through the window. To me, my grades are my pride, and I always had this sense of wanting to get the highest score possible, or my ego won't be satisfied. However, during that time, even if I had a test the next day or was extremely busy, it all seemed so minor in comparison. It was the first time where I thought it's okay for me to get a bad grade, but missing a visitation day because of a test or assignment was not an ideal alternative. My priorities shifted over time and I hadn't realized it. It showed me that I wanted to spend the rest of high school making decisions I wouldn't regret both academically and socially, so I can enjoy it to the fullest extent. And this effort to visit paid off. On International Day, after the celebration, my brother, mom, and I went straight to the ER. We got to go inside wearing the masks and those surgical cover gowns. He had an operation that morning, and when we came in, he was actually awake and conscious. He couldn't speak, but my brother and I spoke to him and showed him pictures of my baby brother Ali. And he started smiling. It was a beautiful smile. He seemed to be doing well, but later that day, he fell into a coma again and ended up passing away. Allah yarhamah. Aziz and I were the last people to speak to him. It was... It was sad to lose hope, but I can rest peacefully, knowing that I have no regrets and that I did all I could to be there for him during that time. I'm sure many of us have had similar experiences of losing a loved one, so I'd like to take a moment to remember all of those who can't be here for us. Allah yarhamhum ajma'een. Thank you. This is an experience that we all went through or will go through. And I hope we all remember to slow down and enjoy the little moments in life instead of rushing towards the future. Because those will become our best memories or our biggest regrets. That is a lesson that I hope we all carry with us as we move forward to the next chapter of our lives. As for the people that made high school enjoyable, I'd like to thank all my friends for giving me a reason to want to go to school. Specifically, Jude for being the best study buddy, I'll always cherish our study calls. Yasmin, for being my best friend since the 6th grade, and the perfect person to talk about the wildest of stories with. Abir, for being my relief and struggling with me in a class that also shall not be named. And everyone else who knows who they are that made my high school experience brighter. I love you all. I'd also like to give my biggest, most heartfelt thanks to my family, who are always there for me like they are today. So thank you, Mom, for the IQ, and Dad for the humor. انتوا سبب اجتهادي عشان تكونون فخورين فيني. Thanks to my brothers, Yusuf, Aziz, and Ali. You always buy me food and add action and chaos to my life. Thank you, خالتي سارة, حق مساعدة في العربي والسوالف. Thank you, خالتي نورة, for the best vibes and advice. Thank you, خالي عمر, for the warmest hugs and the sweetest memories. And Fatma for being my birthday twin and doing my makeup today. It's very beautiful. And thank you, خالي عثمان, for the funniest jokes and in banter. عمتي سحر, لأن مستحملتنا ومطلعتنا. عمي محمد, حق النكت, وعنود for being my crochet teacher. And my cousins for being like my other siblings. And of course, the most loving grandparents, Baba Ali, اللي ما يخلي شيء بخاطري, وماما زيزي اللي تطبخ أحسن كفتة. And Baba Haji and Mama Zizi, who I hope are watching من حياة البرزخ. I am forever grateful to have such people celebrate me and surround me. Such families are a blessing that we should never take for granted. أخيراً, اجتهادي وتوفيقي جميعاً بسبب الله سبحانه وتعالى الذي استجاب دعواتي وريح دعواتي وريح بالي وثبت المعلومات في ذهني فلا ننسى أن جميع الأمور بيد الله سبحانه وتعالى. So to all our doctors, engineers, entrepreneurs والمتوكلين على الله, I'd like to wish us all success with a dua. اللهم وفقنا فإن التوفيق من عندك وسهل أمرنا فإن التسهيل من لطفك ويسر لنا كل ما أهمنا واكتبنا من الناجحين الصالحين في الدنيا والآخرة آمين. Thank you.
Our next student presenter is Saida Yasmin Ismaili, who will be reading the poem For New Beginnings by Denise Rogers.
For New Beginnings by Denise Rogers. In halls of learning, we've roamed for years, through laughter, tears, and endless fears. Now the day has come, oh joyous sight, to bid farewell and take our flight. We've crammed for tests till late at night, cursed studying in the pale moonlight. But through it all, we've grown and learned, even if our sanities was sometimes overturned. From caffeine highs to library lows, we've navigated the academic throes. Group projects that tested our patience thin, and presentations that made our heads spin. But here we stand, diploma in hand, ready to conquer, to rule the land. Though job prospects may seem quite bleak, we'll face them head on with a cheeky streak. So look forward, let's make a toast to all the memories we cherish most. Though we may part and go our separate ways, we'll always remember these golden days. Thank you.
It is now my pleasure to introduce our valedictorian from the class of 2024. A valedictorian is an academic title typically conferred in the United States upon the highest ranked student among those being graduated from an educational institution. The origin of the word valedictorian is the Latin valedicere, which means bid farewell. In order to be valedictorian, a student must have the highest cumulative GPA of their graduating class and has attended AUS for 8 consecutive semesters. I am honored to announce Jude Al-Obeid, who earned a cumulative GPA of 4.24 as this year's valedictorian.
Thank you. Esteemed faculty, proud parents, and fellow graduates of the class of 2024, thank you for joining us on this joyous occasion today. Before I begin, let's take a moment to appreciate where we find ourselves today. Let us appreciate the 1,351 days of work that took us from logging in to our first online class back in 9th grade to walking out of our last high school class just 6 days ago. Standing here today, I can't even begin to fathom how that moment, just 6 days ago, was an end of a 12-year constant. Our days are no longer going to mean missing first period for coffee, walking past Mr. Laird's eternal lectures, catching up with Miss Abrar, begging Miss Warzika for a grade bump, or having lunch with Mr. Kalazi. Everything we've known for the past 4 years is about to change. Everything about our lives is about to change. And while that may seem scary, as a class that navigated through a fully online freshman year, masked sophomore year, and a finally normal junior year, we have proved now and again that we have what it takes not only to endure change, but to prosper through it. So as you walk out of here today and into the unknown, leave with not only your diploma, but with a promise. To not only yourself, but to all those who stood by you on this journey. A promise to make this diploma mean more than a mere piece of paper, to make it the first step in your journey towards creating your legacy, one that you use to leave your lasting mark on this world. So whether your path ahead is in business, the arts, tech, engineering, finance, or medicine, don't forget to embrace the journey. Draw your strength from the collective experiences we've shared, challenges we've overcome, memories we've formed, and lasting bonds of friendship we've created as the class of 2024. Now, with a full heart, I want to express my deepest gratitude to our teachers, our families, and all those who have supported us along this incredible journey. Your guidance, your encouragement, and your unwavering belief in our potential has made this occasion possible. On a more personal level, I want to start by thanking the person who not only brought me into this world, but made every day in it worth living, my mother. Your unwavering support and love have been my guiding light. I am who I am today because of you. Thank you from the depths of my soul for believing in me, and not only standing by me through this journey, but working with me. Thank you for never limiting my potential and showing me what it means to be a strong and successful woman. To my dad, thank you for the laughs and de-stress car rides, and for not only pushing me to strive, but teaching me to enjoy the journey too. To my brother, thank you for having my back. Thank you for the encouragement and protectiveness. And to my aunt, thank you for being there for me in every sense of the word these past 2 years. Thank you for the morning voice notes and endless check-ins. And a special thank you to my grandparents for always radiating love and encouragement. I owe my standing here to you. And thank you to Zwat al-Khamis. Thank you to Taiba and Dalal for the laughs that pushed me through each week. And to Mimi for all the late night study sessions, and Sarah for the positivity. And just as importantly, thank you to the second family, the family of the best friend and sister I met just 4 years ago. Khati Aliya, Ammi Khalid, Khati Ghaida. Thank you for being a source of love, support, and memories. Thank you for being a source of love, support, and memories. I will eternally be grateful for the feeling of belonging you have given me. I wouldn't be anywhere close to where I am today without you guys. And to Latif, I couldn't be prouder to graduate with not only a high school diploma, but with a lifelong sister. Thank you for always being a listening ear and a caring heart, for being there, for always being one call away. And as we begin this new parted path, all I can say is that I am proud of you and what you'll make of yourself. And of course, this thank you wouldn't be complete without mention of one of the dearest study partners to my heart, Jenna. Thank you for being one of the purest souls, and thank you for all the pre-bio exam cramming sessions and endless supply of baked goods. And lastly, thank you to all the teachers who have helped me through these years, and a special thank you to Mr. Leritz, Ms. Warzika, Ms. Guchos, Mr. Klazi, and Ms. Abrar. I wouldn't be here today without your endless support. Thank you for not only being teachers, but inspirations. And finally, to my fellow graduates, I leave you with this: wherever life takes you, embrace the unknown, trust in your abilities, and write your stories with courage, passion, and purpose. Your journey doesn't end here. Congratulations to the class of 2024. Our journey has only just begun. Thank you.
Tonight, as we read the names of our graduates, we will recognize students who have challenged themselves to meet honors and distinguished requirements. In order to graduate with honors, a student must complete 6 advanced placement courses throughout their 4 years of high school and graduate with 30 credits while maintaining a cumulative GPA of 3.2 or higher. In order to graduate as distinguished, a student must complete 8 advanced placement courses and graduate with 32 credits while maintaining a cumulative GPA of 3.5 or higher. Our honors and distinguished students serve as examples of how hard work transforms into success. They are true scholars in every sense of the word. Now we will welcome to the podium our Student Council President, Abdullah Zamani, who will introduce our guest speaker.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Good evening. I'm Abdullah Farouk Zamani, the Student Council President for the class of 2024. It is in my distinguished honor to introduce our guest speaker, Her Excellency Sheikh Al Zain Al Sabah, Ambassador of the State of Kuwait to the United States of America. Sheikh Al Zain Al Sabah was appointed Ambassador to the United States on March 12, 2023 by the late Emir of the State of Kuwait, Sheikh Nawaf Al Ahmed Al Jaber Al Sabah, rahimahullah. She is the first woman to serve in this role. A pioneering social entrepreneur, Sheikh Al Zain brings with her an extensive background in the fields of international media, entrepreneurship, advocacy, policy building, and youth development. Sheikh Al Zain is a 2-time recipient of the Leadership Medal for Excellence in the field of youth service and in the field of public service. Sheikh Al Zain is a recipient of the Arab Women Award for Inspirational Woman of the Year 2015, the United Arab Media's Award for the United Arab Media's Council's 2017 Haytham Media Award, the Distinguished Alumni Award for Service to Profession from Boston University, and the Leaders Middle East Power Women of Arabia Award. A Middle East Leadership Initiative Fellow at the Aspen Institute, Sheikh Al Zain holds the Bachelor's of Science in Journalism from Boston University and the Master of Fine Arts from the University of Southern California School of Cinematic Arts. And before I introduce Sheikh Al Zain Al Sabah to the stage, I would like us all to take a moment to pray for the people in Palestine and the students, for their well-being and for their safety. And pray, ladies and gentlemen, that their agony and misfortune will go from them, in hopes that one day they will receive the same quality and safe education that we got and appreciated from this school. Please join me in welcoming Her Excellency Sheikh Al-Zain Al-Sabah to the stage.
زماني قواك الله. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على نبينا على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. إخواني خواتي أولياء الأمور، أبنائي وبناتي الخريجين إدارة المدرسة المتحدة الأمريكية، الحضور الكرام، السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. أتشرف بحضوركم اليوم وإحنا نحتفل بهذه الدفعة والكوكبة المميزة من طلبة AUS، كما أتشرف بوقوفي أمام جيل واعد من المبادرين والمبدعين، جيل سينهض به المجتمع بإذن الله تعالى نتيجة دعم وتكاتف المنظومة التنموية التي تحتويه من أولياء أمور ومدرسين ومؤسسات تعليمية، أملاً وإيماناً به وبما سيقدم من عطاءات وإنجازات وإصلاحات سيقتدي به العالم بأكمله. أستأذنكم الآن بتوجيه كلمتي باللغة الإنجليزية لأبنائي وبناتي الخريجين. Graduates, I am humbled and honored to stand before you this evening, but allow me to begin with a disclaimer and tell you that things are not always as they seem. For one, I know that it seems this day is only about you, but it really isn't. It's about the people sitting right in front of you today, the people who brought you home from the maternity ward, who raised you, who taught you to read, who believed in you, especially at times when perhaps you didn't believe in yourself. And I think Jenna and Jude made that very clear in their beautiful speeches. To them, to your parents, it seems that only yesterday they brought you home from nursery school. And I know this to be true because my husband and I feel the same way as we proudly witness our son graduating amongst this remarkable class today. Also, this day is about your teachers and administrators, those who showed you support, empathy, and kindness, those who held the door for you to come into class during days when you would rather be anywhere else but in class, those who were patient with you and who turned a light bulb in you every single day. And so parents, teachers, administrators, I salute you first and foremost. We salute you. Can we give a standing ovation, or just an ovation at least, to our teachers and to our parents? Graduates, I sat where you sat roughly 32 years ago as part of the first class to graduate from my high school after my country was liberated from the Iraqi occupation, to return to a free and sovereign and secure Kuwait, to be able to finish my senior year in a school I loved after being exiled for more than 7 months, and to partake in a graduation with my friends sitting beside me and my family safe and sound in the auditorium in front of me was a blessing unlike any other. Sitting in that chair, on that stage, was an act of persistence, of resistance, and of resilience. Resilience for making it through one of the hardest times of my life, persistence for finding a place that could actually host a graduation at that time, and resistance to all those who doubted that we would make it through, and admittedly to my own doubts and fears that I would never be able to graduate on my home soil. Graduates, as you sit in your chairs this evening, I invite you to ask yourself, what has brought you to this place? What has challenged you, tested you, inspired you? What act of persistence, resistance, resilience, or inspiration has propelled you to this moment and allowed you to claim your seat on the stage this evening, your ticket into your future? It doesn't necessarily have to be a world-changing event, but it can be equally impactful. Is it the pressure to meet expectations, both from those you love, from your community, or even within yourself? Is it an internal dialogue that keeps you up at night, your beliefs or your fears? Or perhaps, given the world's state of affairs, is it what you see on the news? Is it complacency? Is it oppression? Is it aggression? Is it bigotry? I can only imagine the sheer number of heartbreaking and devastating events that are on your mind right about now. Pay attention to them, to all of them. Pay attention to the thing or things that you're naturally drawn to. Don't reject it, and don't ever neglect it. Whether it's an actual event, or a question, or a nagging, or even a nudge, whatever it is, that burning, that frustration, that questioning, that love, that pain, that longing, that craving for victory, that fire. Graduates, whatever that thing may be, hold on to it for dear life, because that is what shapes you and what will continue to shape you moving forward. That thing is your calling in the making, but it's still not ready to show you the full scope of its power. Give it time. Hold it close to your hearts. Protect it. It's still young. It needs to crawl before it can speak. And when it does speak, be prepared to listen and to be surprised. Very surprised. Prepare to be taken for a ride, because your fire, your calling in the making, has quite a sense of humor. It shows up in the most unusual of places and loves to dress up in different costumes to confuse you and keep you on your toes. Sometimes, your calling even takes the form of that tough teacher, the one you try to avoid in the hallway because she or he will always hold you accountable. Yet that teacher knows your full potential and will only work with you if you are willing to do the same, despite the roadblocks, disappointments, and detours that will inevitably arise to test your resolve. And much like a good teacher, sometimes you choose it, and sometimes it chooses you. The reason I mentioned this to you today, because I wish I knew this when I was sitting in your chair many years ago. Even though I knew that the war had shaped me greatly and impacted me, and I knew that it had really the potential to shape my life moving forward. For instance, because of the war, I knew two things. First, I never wanted to lose family or in war or be a refugee ever again. And since I'm from the school of injustice anywhere is injustice everywhere, I never wanted anyone in the world to lose family in war or be a refugee. And second, I wanted to take full control of how my country was being portrayed on the global stage, because I saw firsthand how the power of the story shifted international public opinion and ultimately international policy, affecting the security and future of my country. But what I absolutely did not know is that the thing that moves you also asks that you let it move. I was so worried about the how. How was I going to do this? How was I going to do that? That my desperate grip on the how was actually stunting my natural development and my natural growth. This unknowing, this tight grip, I must tell you, kept me up most nights until my late great father, an out-of-the-box thinker, leader, talented engineer, and incredible mentor, sat me down one day after one particularly stressful afternoon of me trying to figure it all out. He put his comforting hand on my shoulder and mused, "Do what you love, and everything else will follow." And this, graduates, is where I slowly released my grip on the steering wheel, on that thing, and let go. letting faith, love, and my inner autopilot lead the way. And lead me it did, towards the knowing that I simply loved storytelling. And I especially gravitated towards the type of stories with the potential to inform and to inspire positive change. So I chose to study in a field that did just that, and work in a career that did just that as well. First earning a BS in journalism, Zumani already gave you a little bit of my resume, from Boston University, then going on to work for one of the largest news networks in the United States. In the same exact newsroom, in fact, where years earlier, Asrar al-Gabandi, a Kuwaiti martyr who gave voice to the atrocities taking place inside Kuwait during the invasion, had called in to speak to the late Barbara Walters. At this New York-based network, I was able to see firsthand how stories were shaped, how they were delivered, and how they were received all around the United States and ultimately the world. And while covering the United Nations for this news agency, a promotion that I took on with much excitement, I witnessed and covered the mechanics behind the mediation that often happen between often conflicting viewpoints and mindsets. It was the type of things that you would probably see happening behind closed doors. In fact, it was inside one of those mediations where I learned how the shared human experience, the shared struggle or pain, can be a catalyst for change. And so naturally wanted to explore further, but this time from outside the newsroom, I went to film school and earned my MFA in Cinematic Arts and Production from USC. There, I fell further in love with storytelling, so much so that with incredible support from my family, I opened Kuwait's first multimedia facility and studio campus, a space where visual storytellers from all over the Middle East can come together to build, command, co-create, and distribute our narratives, our stories, to the rest of the world. I thought I was all set here. I had found my calling, I had found my community, I had found what made my heart sing. But as I mentioned to you earlier, your calling has a sense of humor and shows up in the most unusual of places. Also, it's not called a silencing, it's called a calling, a verb that is quite proactive, determined, and sometimes even nagging in its presence. It never stops, and when it calls and there's no answer, believe me, it'll eventually show up on your doorstep and it will demand to be heard. And so I heeded the call, and I left my company to join in the building of another story, one that represented 79% of our population below the age of 34, and one that would eventually birth the Ministry of Youth Affairs and deliver the country's first national youth policy, essentially a roadmap for the future of Kuwait. And after many wonderful years at the helm of this impact-driven organization, my own map, my GPS, called me back to the company I loved. Yet, as I was just settling back into the flow, the call to serve came once again. This time in another space and in another place, representing the state of Kuwait and the larger story of my people as ambassador of the state of Kuwait to the United States of America. Like I said, your calling has a sense of humor, and it often shows up in the most unlikely of places. It likes to keep you on your toes. It's good that my parents insisted that I take up ballet as a little girl. Thanks to them, being on my toes is now second nature. And so, I stand before you today as a testament to the power of the inner call. Graduates, I don't know if you know this, but by leaving the nest and embarking on your college journeys all around the world, every single one of you on stage today is heeding the call to be an ambassador, representing your respective countries and your communities wherever you go. Be mindful of that. Honor that in your new role as student ambassadors, and once you discover what moves you and translate that discovery into an act of doing, I ask that you faithfully and unconditionally loosen your grip on the steering wheel. Will the ride be smooth? Absolutely not. No adventure ever is. In fact, I can guarantee you 3 things. First, to get to where you're going, every once in a while, you'll succeed. But most of the time, you will fail. And the circumstances will be well beyond your control. You will get lost, you will find yourself in unpaved territory, and you will question or doubt yourself. That is perfectly normal. You are human, and course correction is a critical part of the human journey. So don't analyze any potholes or frustrations. Don't let them get in your way. Keep moving. Keep falling. Keep searching. And when you fall, fall forward. It'll hurt, but you'll be okay. So please learn to replace self-doubt with self-compassion. Learn to be kind to yourself and have faith in the process. Second, on the subject of self-doubt, be clear with your intentions, within yourself first and foremost. Why are you doing what you're doing? Hold yourself accountable to that. Develop your own inner compass, your true north. Stand for something. Alexander Hamilton said it best. Those who stand for nothing fall for anything. Right? Many of you here probably know this quote from the world-renowned Hamilton musical, or from your AP history class. It really doesn't matter where you know it from. What matters is that it is true, and what you stand for matters. Choose it wisely. And lastly, dreams are great, but by themselves, I'm afraid they're worthless. And while dreamers are busy dreaming and hoping, the go-getters, the game changers, the glass ceiling breakers are busy showing up and doing. It's hard work and dedication and determination that makes things happen. It's what creates change. And it's trial and error that brings the calling into focus. So graduates, you can choose to dream, or you can choose to have faith in Allah Almighty and do. All right, graduates, I've taken enough of your time. You have much to do. The rehearsal is over. You're going out there into your college lives now, but before you go, allow me to close off with another disclaimer for you. Your calling, well, it's actually never about that thing you do and how you do it. It's actually about what happens in others when you do what you do. So, on that note, I wish you all many joyful happenings. Be brave, be worthy, be compassionate, and above all else, remember to do what you love, and everything else will follow. Good luck.
Assalamu alaikum. Thank you, Imma, for your words today. To show our appreciation, the class of 2024 have asked our school director, Mr. Michael Winiger, for permission to present to you an honorary diploma from AUS.
Senior class of 2024. It has a very nice ring to it. Don't you think? For those of us here tonight, 2024 sounds much better than it say last year, 2023, or maybe even next year, 2025. But it's not really that. It's a defining point in time that is perfect for this specific moment, which in its own way exemplifies the continued growth of AUS. American United School, with the cooperation of parents, students, and staff, has provided our young people with a first-class education and student life experience. Think back with me just for a few minutes about our growth. Our enrollment in 2014 was 130 kids. Today, we stand at 1,268. In 2019, we graduated 42 students in our very first graduating class. In 2020, we were locked down with COVID, and we graduated 34 students from their dining room table. In 2021, we graduated 46 students, one family at a time, in a private ceremony wearing masks. In 2022, from the Sawa Sabah Convention Center, we graduated 54 students as we gathered back together for the first time in person. Last year, we watched 64 students graduate right here in this very hall. This evening, May 22nd, 2024, AUS continues our growth in student numbers, 78 seniors. Our growth in academics, in athletics, in the arts, student life, and we continue our tradition of becoming bigger and better. We have seen our band now grow and be invited this year to play with an international organization called NESAC. Our athletics department joined the local league called KSAC with AIS, ASK, and UAS. AUS sent a group of students on a ski trip to Switzerland and a football trip to Greece. The theater department performed another world-class production of The Sound of Music. AUS continues to sponsor the Young Shakespeares. Again, this year we had Henry V. The AUS Real Madrid football program, we assisted a bunch of young student athletes to the Real Madrid experience in Spain. We're on our second year of the Global Online Academy, in which courses offer students an opportunity to explore positive student life experiences of their choosing. Our National Athletics Committee was formed this year and took a whole new experience for student life on our campus. And just this past week, our Global Impact projects are reaching student agency, which refers to learning through activities that mean specifically to our students. I thank you. I thank you families, I thank you mom, I thank you dad, I thank you teachers, staff. Thank you to our students, thank you to our board of trustees, thank you to our founders, and thank you class of 2024. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your support in keeping our motto alive and growing. AUS is a better choice. Now, Mr. Michael Elston, the secondary principal at American United School, will confer the certificates of completion for these students.
Good evening. It is my distinct honor and privilege to serve as the secondary school principal of the American United School of Kuwait. To the class of 2024, you made it. Look around and take in this moment. It's your moment. I realize I'm the last one between you and your diplomas, but we're just going to take a minute and enjoy this time. Appreciate your hard work. Appreciate the work of your family, your friends, your teachers, and this community. Moments like this are precious. I hope you hold on to this moment and I hope you hold on to this feeling as you leave AUS as an inspired lifelong learner and as a responsible global citizen. I hope that through your hard work and through your commitment to service, that you have many more moments like this. I know you are ready for whatever lies ahead. Now, I am a teacher at heart, and as you know, teachers love a good quote. My quote for you tonight is from Winston Churchill. He wisely said, "Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts." As you venture out, remember that this feeling of success will fade. You will have to keep working, always, to chase this feeling. Success is not final. But just as importantly, failure is not fatal. You will make mistakes. You will experience failure. But you must remember, failure is not fatal. As you move through each success and through each failure, remember that what matters most is the courage to keep going. It is the courage to continue that counts. And now, your moment of success is here. It is time for us to get out of your way and let you pursue your dreams. By the power invested in me as the principal of the American United School of Kuwait, I confirm that these 78 students have successfully completed all requirements of AUS, as well as the Kuwait Ministry of Education, and therefore confer their diplomas. Mrs. Ibrahim, please begin the roll call.
Khalid Mish'al Abdul Karim Al-Kandiri, graduating with honors. Abdul Muhsin Salah Buhamed. Abdul Rahman Muhammad Abu Ghosh, graduating with distinction. Abir Isa Abu Sheikha, graduating with distinction. Noor Mish'al Bushayba, graduating with honors. Yusuf Sultan Al-Malki. Abdul Aziz Tariq Al-Abdul Muhsin. Yusuf Ya'qub Al-Abbo. Ali Hamid Al-Ali, graduating with distinction. Ibrahim Hisham Al-As'usi. Mu'adh Muhammad Al-Atiji. Lulu Nawaf Al-Dosiri. فاطمة حسن الإبراهيم. عايشة صالح الفيلشاوي. محمد خليفة الغانم, graduating with honors. أطياب مشعل الغريب. سعود محمد الهاجري. فيصل حمود العتيبي. سارة حمود العتيبي. منيرة خالد الجناعي. مريم حمزة الجيران, graduating with distinction. جوا طلال الخرس, graduating with honors. جوير خالد الماجد. حمد خالد المرشود. مشاري يوسف المسكتي. لطيفة خالد المليفي, graduating with distinction. عبد الله فهد المطيري. خالد فيصل المطيري. محمد عبد الله المطيري. لورا عمار النقي. عايشة جمال النصر الله. جود ضرار العبيد, graduating with distinction and class valedictorian. رهف نايف العتيبي. جنى عبد الله القلاف, class salutatorian, graduating with distinction. محمد جاسم القطان. السيد أحمد وليد الرفاعي. سليمان مروان الرفاعي. عبد اللطيف محمد السعد, graduating with honors. خليفة دعي الصباح. محمد حسين الصراف. سارة خالد الشراد. مساعد ثامر الشهاب. فيصل يوسف التركيت. دانا صلاح التتان. عبد الله مطلق الثويمر. ناصر يحيى اليحيى. عبد الله رياض الياقوت. وداد أيمن الزايد, graduating with distinction. ليلى حسن بن حيدر, graduating with distinction. حمد فهد بودي, graduating with honors. Emily Grace Buckwalter, graduating with distinction. Mohammed Talal Deshti, graduating with distinction. Neda Abdulsamir Sayed. Efe Iran, graduating with honors. Elise Iran. Sayyida Yasmin Sayyid Ibrahim Ismaili, graduating with distinction. Maheen Faisal, graduating with distinction. Ali Walid Halal,
Selma Ahmed Hamouda, graduating with distinction. Zaid Ramzi Hijja, graduating with honors. Nadia Islam Ibrahim, graduating with distinction. Abdurrahman Muhammad Ismail, graduating with distinction. Rayan Ahmed Jassim. Fahad Ali Jum'a. Maya Rami Kichli, graduating with distinction. Dante Madrigal Sweetman. Rayan Bedr Ma'rafi, graduating with distinction. Yasir Yusri Muhammad. Muhammad Ali Malik Muhammad. Sophie Morel. Rawan Tariq Musa, graduating with honors. Noor Haytham Murad, graduating with honors. Noor Hussein Murad. Saleh Abdullah Nasir. Rafael Nava Gutierrez, graduating with honors. Bushra Khalid Sultan. Hasher Mohammed Osman, graduating with distinction. Abdullah Farouk Zamani.
Check, there we go. At this time, I will invite our junior marshals to lead the tassel ceremony. Class of 2024, one last time together, please rise. Graduates, with your right hand, move your tassels from the left to the right. On behalf of the American United School of Kuwait, congratulations, class of 2024.